Okay, so I'm gonna kind of show you how to do these homeworks. I'll kind of try to do this every week so you can see I can give you a little bit of supplemental information to them. Um, so for this week, we're doing chapter 8, which is over the media. So I just pulled that up through my table of contents. And as you can kind of see on, here we go, this page, you're kind of responsible for the summary of the chapter and then two choice learnings. So I'm going to go through those with you really quick. And like I said, I'll try to do this every week. There might be a week or two where I can't, but for the most part, I should be able to. So as I was saying in class, you can choose to read the entire chapter if you'd like. And again, I'm just kind of over here right now. Or there's this thing here called the summary. I'm going to, let me get my drawing tool here. There we go. This thing called the summary right here. You can click on that, and that's going to give you kind of the key points of the chapter. I'm going to exit this drawing really quick. There we go. And that's where I am right now. So you'll notice in here, there's a key points of every section in the chapter. So what is the media, the evolution of the media, regulating the media, and the impact of the media. And you're going to have a quiz question. This week it's just one question. It's a short answer question. And whether you decide to read the whole chapter or not, you're really going to be able to do decent on that quiz as long as you just kind of at least read the summary. I'm not saying don't read the entire chapter, but if you do, if it's that or nothing, I would at least read the summary. And that's going to help you out quite a bit on that. So that's for the quiz. But when you go back, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back here. When you go to your interactive notebook, the first thing you're going to do is the summary. Well, one thing you could do in order to complete this, I can get to the right one, there we go, is I could essentially take key points from this section, key points from this section, key points from this section, and key points from this section, and I could essentially just combine those together into my summary. So whatever I wanted to talk about, and I would definitely, if you're reading the summary, I would try to at least grab key points from each of these sections to include in your summary. You can either do that, or literally you can just go through the sections here and if you want to read the whole thing, you can. Obviously, if you actually read the section, you're going to get a lot more information, a lot more supplemental stuff than the summary. But anyway, that's kind of an overview of how you'll do the summary and where to find the summary and things like that. But going back to the choice learnings, see choice learning 1 and choice learning 2. So on Classroom, I just have my Monday class pulled up here, but any of the classes will work for this. I'm going to go back here. Under classwork, under class course materials, you should see weekly choice options. And this document right here basically tells you what you can do for those choice learnings. So some people want to read a news article about that. This one in particular, this chapter is kind of different because it's like, oh, you want me to read a news article about the media is kind of strange. But if you want, you can do that. You'll probably have an easier time with this chapter, listening to a podcast on the media or watching a YouTube video about the media. If there's a YouTuber you like to watch or anything like that, or you can find a clip that kind of discusses the media, maybe some pros and cons of today's media, especially with social media and things like that. Or you can create like an informational flyer, a campaign poster, a political cartoon. So you have options here. TED Talk, that's the first one on there. I know sometimes people can be kind of tired of TED Talks. At least that's what I heard from students last semester. So if you don't want to pick that one, you don't have to, but it is there. So if you like TED Talks, you can go ahead and pick those too. But essentially what you'll do with this information is you'll come back here. So for instance, if I picked let's say a YouTube video, and I watched it, and now on choice learning, I would just give a summary. These squiggly lines are just an example here. This is what I read, or this is what I watched in a YouTube video. This is what I said. This is what I thought about it. Things like that. And like I said, the instructions on the choice learning will give you a little more detail there. So that's what you would do for the choice learnings. And again, with choice learning 2, it would be the same thing. Sorry, let me get out of my drawing tool here. All right, and go to choice learning 2. I would do the same thing. So say on this one, I read an article, right? Then I would answer kind of the questions and the instructions with the article throughout here. And you can just kind of do that in paragraph format. Sorry, I zoomed in a little too much there. So that's just kind of a quick way of how to do this one. I can kind of give some key points here in the next video about what some key points of the chapter that you'll definitely want to focus on. But as far as how to do it and where to access the stuff for this chapter, that's kind of what this video is about. So if you have any questions, let me know. Either come find me or email me.